Hello and welcome to this video, in which we will discover the 10 habits rich people have that poor don't. Whenever I think of the habits of the wealthy, the first thing that strikes my mind is the movie Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump was rather the simplest man the world can witness. Life never seems complicated to him. He has faith in where life takes him. Unafraid to be honest, unafraid to love, unafraid to express his feelings, unafraid to lose, unafraid to try new things, unafraid to be not normal, unafraid to move forward. That character is unforgettable, exceptional, meaningful, extraordinary, and the list could go on till all the optimism comes to an end, i.e. never. I love him. I simply do, and I hope you do too. He never wanted to be wealthy, yet he became the richest. How? Because he had some habits. Yes, wealthy men do have some habits that poor people lack. These habits can take you to skyrocketing heights. The cardinal virtues, as per what Felix Dennis names these habits in his book, How to Be a Millionaire, are included in this video. Let's dive in, but just before, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to download your free book on financial freedom by clicking on the link in the description below. 1. Persistency. Getting rich is never incidental, unless you win a lottery, which in most cases you won't. Persistence can grind an iron beam down into a needle, says a Chinese proverb. Wealthy men are seen to be very persistent with their goals. It is their persistence that drives incredible results for them. Calvin Coolidge beautifully describes the significance of persistence. He disregards talent, ingenious, education, everything in comparison to persistence. He says that these traits can be commonly seen in common men, and none of them are seen to be reaching towering heights. He adds that persistence and determination are the only omnipotent things that have always solved human problems. Your level of persistence and the desire to achieve something should be directly proportional to one another. You sure are sitting under a light while watching this. Do you know that 10,000 failed attempts of Thomas Edison are behind the light you use today? I mean, I can never imagine someone with this level of persistence. I am not sure if he was rich or not. What I am sure is he was successful, and he had no regrets of any of his failed attempts. Edison is not the only example of persistence. There exist many more examples like Picasso, J.K. Rowling, Catherine Stockett, Michael Jordan, Steven Spielberg, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, and the list can just go on. Imagine if these people had given up. Many of your favorites wouldn't have existed. Believe me, the Cafe Society is too persistent when it comes to their goals and desires. 2. Self-belief. I wanted to sell 1 million records, and I sold 1 million records. Wasn't this self-belief of Beyoncé? This is where self-confidence takes you to an unbeatable success. The term seems so simple when you hear it. It is rather the most challenging thing to prosecute. Self-belief makes you confident enough to rely on your intuitions, and you do not need the world to do the job for you. When you think about something and believe in it, these thoughts can become your actions, and your actions can turn into grand success. Self-belief is a real virtue that turns people from rags to riches. It was because of the self-belief of Bill Gates that you have the Microsoft today to work with. It is essential to have confidence in yourself to follow your dreams. In the words of Oprah Winfrey, it is confidence in our bodies, minds, and spirit that allows us to keep looking for new adventures. If you believe you could, so you would. This is the most substantial factor that counts for success. Devouring on others' sandwiches will make you miss the pleasure and journey of a self-made sandwich. At the end of the day, you would be tired, but the aroma and flavor of those sandwiches would be worth the exhaustion. So, you want to be rich? Go make your own sandwiches from scratch. And before you do that, believe in yourself that you could. That is how most people are known to be wealthy. 3. Strict schedule. The time man, Peter Turlow's word of mouth, a plan is what? A schedule is when. It takes both a plan and a schedule to get things done. Ever asked a rich man how he got wealthy? The most common answer you would get is that they followed a schedule. Rich men have always figured out how to spend their 24 hours of the day. Not just they have planned their 24 hours, but they plan their entire 365 days. They strictly follow the advice of David Agus, MD. Keep a strict, predictable schedule 365 days a year that has you eating, sleeping, and exercising at about the same time, day in and day out. This is the only secret to get more done in less time. Welcome your days early in the morning. This would be the most peaceful time for you to carry out your most demanding tasks. No emails, no messages, no phone calls, no meetings, nothing to interact with your serenity. Set yourselves reasonable deadlines and suit yourselves methods to finalize your goals. Your evenings, nights, and weekends are as crucial as your mornings. Embrace them. Make healthy habits and choices. While making yourself wealthy, never forget that health is actual wealth. Exercise regularly, eat healthy, sleep healthy, work healthy. Maintain a journal so you do not forget about your essential tasks. A journal helps you to stay aware of what to do and how to do it. Be rich in your choices, and your choices will make sure to make you rich. 4. Trusting instincts. When I stepped into becoming an entrepreneur, almost everyone was against me. My family, friends, colleagues, everyone suggested that being an entrepreneur is no real job and that I will regret stepping into it and fail badly. But my gut kept on telling me to step into it. Today, I am glad that I did not overlook my gut in the name of being rational. And you know what? Listening to instincts and gut has always been the rule for the rich. Poor people don't dare take that risk. Never be the later one. Instincts are messages from within. Instincts are what your soul speaks to you. David Gemmell writes in Fall of Kings that, "Trust your instincts and make judgments on what your heart tells you. The heart will not betray you." Your intuitions are the most sincere advice for you. People become successful and rich because they believe in their instincts. It is always good to be rational, always good to look at the positives and negatives of everything, always good to make safe choices. But while being reasonable, never forget to listen to your gut. Sometimes your intuitions might seem irrational, but trusting them to the end will take you somewhere. Feelings from within are never random. Some observation, some estimation always lie behind them. Instincts are so innate, never hurt them, and they will never let you fail. 5. Diversification. Diversification is another important aspect of rich people's daily diaries. They diversify, knowing the fact that the world could break anytime. No matter how fine the idea is, how good you perform, and how lucky you have been, there always comes the time of the eventuality. Felix Dennis resembles this with a basket of eggs and says that not being diversified is exactly like putting all your eggs in the same basket. If your basket falls, all of the eggs will break. So always keep more baskets and distribute your eggs. If one falls, you will be left with at least something. Another benefit of diversification is self-exploration. When you diversify, you get to know what you are good at. If you try new things, get ready to see the miracle. E.A. Buchaneri writes in Brushstrokes of a Gadfly, "You know how creative people are. We have to try everything until we find our niche. So diversify to find your niche. Diversify to know thyself. Diversify to try new. Diversify to secure your finances. Diversify to build a strong portfolio. Diversify so that in the future, you never have to say, 'I wish I did that.' Diversify because you need to." 6. Listening and learning. Listen with curiosity, speak with honesty, act with integrity. The greatest problem with communication is we don't listen to understand. We listen to reply. When we listen with curiosity, we don't listen with the intent to reply. We listen for what's behind the words. That's Roy T. Bennett in The Light in the Heart. These words touched me deep inside because this is who we are. We only listen to reply. But when it comes to wealthy merchants, they are the exact opposite of a common man. That is why they aren't common, I wonder. Wealthy people are good at communications. They make eye contact and listen to you completely, absorb your words, learn from them, and answer only what they have to. Ever noticed? If not in reality, then for sure, in television, rich men are always presented to have these traits. Learn to listen. And learn to learn from what you listen to. When you stop listening, you stop learning. Listening is a powerful weapon you can bring into play. Listen to learn. Listen to improve. Listen so you do not make assumptions. Listen so others listen to you. I love the Dalai Lama's words. He said, "When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. If you listen, you may learn something new." Want to achieve the traits of the rich? Try this one first. 7. Optimism. How do you think a rich man reached his riches? Pessimism is sure not to be the answer to this question. If you think something bad is going to happen, it will happen. Remember what we talked about in trusting instincts? Believing in your instincts will lead you to success. When your instincts are not optimistic, how do you think you would hit your target? Rich people are not the ones who see a difficulty in every opportunity. They are the ones who look for opportunities in every difficulty. That is how they vault up their bank balances. Hope, confidence, and optimism always lead you towards achievements. Optimism is magnetic. It always attracts happiness, success, and all the good things the world has seen. Half of your journey is accomplished just when you believe that you could. Pessimism will give a chance to your life to pass you by. Never do that to yourself. You do not deserve that. Change your mindset to change your wealth. Albert Einstein wasn't wrong when he said, "We cannot solve our problems with the same thing we used when we created them." Think positive, and positive will knock on your door. 8. Big thinking. Aim for the moon. If you fail, you will be over a star. Ever heard of that? Pretty frequently, I am sure. Well, I do not know what to write after this. The words were already versatile enough to encompass everything that could be said for thinking big. Why does it seem to happen that all the rich men are the only ones to aim for the moon? Why can't you do that? What is stopping you? Why do you lack this characteristic of the rich? You will be what you feed your mind because your thoughts become your things. Never limit your mind to something small. Big thinking is the virtue that has led the rich to be rich. If you think of building a castle, you will. If you will of mountains, the mountains, you will. Your actions are what your thought is. Rich people are rich because they intended to be rich. In the words of Steve Jobs, start small, think big. Don't worry about too many things at once. Take a handful of simple things to begin with and then progress to more complex ones. Think about not just tomorrow, but the future. Put a ding in the universe. 9. Frugality. Frugality never means living miserably. It means to live under your means, to be economical. This is what most rich people do. They avoid unnecessary expenditure, not just of money, but of anything else which is to be used or consumed. In short, they avoid waste. People reach the status of being called wealthy when they manage their cash well. They save, invest rationally, and never buy anything that is above their means. The majority of the people who are struggling with money are seen to be spendthrift. Rich people lack the attitude of being spendthrift. For them, this is waste, and they are never squanderers. We all know about the wealth of Antoni Porowski, yet he claims to be frugal. He says, "I am very frugal, so I don't like to shop because I am afraid everything is going away." The same goes for Akira Toriyama, the Japanese manga artist. He is known to have a net worth of $45 million. Listen to what he says. "I have been really frugal with money since way back, so I can't buy something if it's too expensive. I am not that brave." 10. challenging themselves. Rich people are never afraid of the outcomes. They take risks, and taking risks requires guts. And that is where they challenge themselves. Putting themselves into difficulty is what cafe society does. They jolt themselves emotionally, mentally, and physically, and they keep this shaking constant. Challenging yourself is a belief. It is the faith you put in yourself. This faith makes you defeat everything you are terrified of, and you prove yourself what you are capable of. The best in you will bloat out of you and would be inescapable from the eyes of the world. In the words of Bernice Johnson Reagan, life's challenges are not supposed to paralyze you. They're supposed to help discover who you are. Last words. Rich people are of a different breed. They are disciplined, and they have principles, and they are strict with them. They do not negotiate on their desires, and for that, they can get to any height. They never live in the past and constantly challenge themselves to achieve something better every new day. They embrace each day with love, hope, self-belief, and motivation. They trust their instincts because they believe this is what will take them to altitudes. They keep their instincts positive. They spend their money sensibly. But you know what? They do not belong to another planet. They were born here on Earth, just like the rest of us. When they can do it, why can't we? I started with Forrest Gump. We'll also end with one of his monologues. My mama always told me that miracles happen every day. Some people don't think so, but they do. So believe in yourself and believe that miracles could happen and see yourself achieve what all the wealthy men have. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and my Forrest Gump voice, please like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to the channel. You are also free to receive the new book, 5 Steps to Financial Freedom, by clicking on the link in the description below.